Uh, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to this 7th International Day of Yoga. I feel grateful to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor uh, for this inaugural speech, sir. Sir.
Okay, thank you, Raju. Greetings to everyone on the occasion of this 7th International Yoga Day. As you recall, that ever since our Prime Minister, in his historic address to the General Assembly in 2014, proposed to adopt International Yoga Day, it has been celebrated ever since on June the 21st, since 2015, after the adoption by the UN body. And it's very gratifying that it is now practiced around the world with a lot of enthusiasm, and it continues to grow in popularity. As some of you may be aware, that the theme of this year's International Yoga Day is Be with Yoga, Be at Home. The COVID pandemic has made us all realize the importance of good health, immunity from disease, and the importance of resilience of the whole family to cope with any adverse situation. And therefore, in this atmosphere, which is full of apprehensions and the fear of uncertainty, the frequent curfews and the lockdowns, and when our resolve to fight this dreaded pandemic has been tested to the limit, it is crucial that we stay physically and mentally strong. And some of you who are practitioners of this wonderful yoga would attest to the fact that yoga does deliver on these twin benefits, that is on the physical fitness as well as on the mental toughness. And the other positive side of this is that there is a bit of spiritual dimension also associated with the practice of yoga. So all these three factors, the physical, the mental, as well as the spiritual well-being, are these benefits which accrue through the practice of yoga. And may I also mention the recently what our Prime Minister had called for the adoption of a concept of one earth, one health. And this he said while addressing the G7 summit very recently. And I think this mantra is so well conceived because each one of us is connected with someone else or the other on the entire planet. And therefore, it's our responsibility that all of us stay fit physically as well as mentally, and adopt sustainable lifestyles which are in tune with nature, so that we can contribute to the larger well-being, not only of our own families, in the society and our country, but the world as a whole. So let us just today, pledge that in some form or the other, we will practice yoga, which is going to be beneficial for the entire family. And just to stress upon the importance of doing yoga together at home, this sort of, also binds you emotionally. So I think it's important that we do yoga at home with family, and that makes us, all of us, that bit a bit more resilient to face any adverse situations. So thank you, and now let us uh, play the video clip of our Honorable Chancellor, uh, uh, who is the Governor of the state of Assam, Professor Jagdish Mukhi. So, Raju Singh, please play the message through the video clip of our Honorable Chancellor and the Governor of the state of Assam.
Abhijit.
Namaskar. It gives me immense pleasure that Tejpur University, showing its respect to our own unique culture and tradition, is celebrating the International Day of Yoga today. This celebration is even more appreciable considering the extraordinary health situation that our country is going through. However, in the backdrop of this pandemic situation, I sincerely believe that yoga will definitely prove to be an antidote and boost our immunity to fight against coronavirus. On this occasion, we all must express our gratitude to our beloved Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. It is because of his patronage and providence the world has recognized our culture. Declaration of International Day of Yoga on 21st June by the United Nations is a glaring testimony to that. Tejpur University, an acclaimed name in the academic landscape of the country, with its lush green milieu, presents a perfect podium to practice yoga. My appeal to the university fraternity on this occasion is don't make yoga simply an annual event. Practice it on a daily basis to attain healthy body, mind and soul. Stay healthy, stay blessed. Jai Hind.
I request Patrapatim Das to start the yoga protocol session. Over to you.
So, I welcome all of you, most honorable VC sir, Registrar sir, Singh sir, Papuri madam, all of our esteemed faculty members and our students. So, this is the 7th time that we are celebrating the International Day of Yoga throughout the whole world with full spirit and enthusiasm. Since 2015, we have been celebrating. So, it has been celebrated for a greater cause, for a larger cause, for promoting universal peace and harmony, for promoting universal health and hygiene. So, at present, as we can see, the world health scenario is very grave, is very unsatisfactory. So, there are a lot of re-emerging of diseases. The presently, if you see the situation, the corona, it has ruined our lives. So, for some of us, it has laid a great challenge in front of us. Okay? So that we can be physically, mentally, spiritually, and even socially fit and fine. So yoga is a great boon to us, to all the humanity. So I welcome all of you in the International Day of Yoga. It has given a chance to be one so that we can practice the yoga session. So we shall follow the protocol which has been given by the Ministry of Ayush. So always we start the yoga session by chanting an universal prayer, and also by ending the program, the same is repeated. So I request all of you kindly to sit straight. Let us close our eyes and let us pray for a greater cause. So maybe with folded hands, I am praying an universal prayer. So it goes Om Purnamada Purnamadam Purnat Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, according to the yoga protocol given by the Ministry of Ayush, so at first we have to do standing postures, then sitting postures, then supine and prone postures, Kapalbhati, Pranayam and Dhyan. And last, we have to take a Sankalp above. So I request all of you kindly to stand so that we can proceed for the loosening practices. Please. So let us start now. So here goes the loosening practices. Okay. So this is just the beginning. Just breathe in and breathe in back and breathe out front. Take a deep breath and exhale. Once more. Breathe in back and breathe out front. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. These are the Chalana Kriyas. It is called the Chalana Kriyas or the loosening practices to increase microcirculation, to increase flexibility, release. So the first loosening practices is the neck rotation. So there will be 4 rounds of neck rotation. This is the first one, but please do it slowly. Breathe in up, breathe out down. The chin will touch the throat. In case of spondylitis problem, please don't do this. Just leave it here. Otherwise, we shall breathe in back and breathe out front. The chin will touch the throat. Once more, breathe in back and breathe out front. So we did it for 3 times. Now let us proceed to the neck rotation 2. Breathe in, move to your left side. The ear will touch your shoulder and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us proceed to neck rotation 3. Breathe in and look to your extreme right. You will hold it for 2 seconds. 1, 2. Breathe out and return to the original position. Now same thing is to be repeated in the another side. Breathe in and move to your left, extreme left, as long as you feel comfortable. You will hold it for 2 seconds, then slowly breathe out and release and return. More 2 rounds, please. 1, 2, breathe out. Breathe in. 1, 2, breathe out. Last time, breathe in. 1, 2, breathe out. And finally, breathe in. 1, 2, and breathe out. Now, neck rotation 4. Breathe in and breathe out. While coming down, the air will touch your shoulder. It is done in clockwise direction. We'll do it for 5 times. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So 5 times clockwise. So now just reverse the process. So 5 times now in anti-clockwise direction. It should be done with proper breathing. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. So good for our neck muscles. So that was the neck rotation. Number 2 is the trunk twisting. So this is the Kati Chakrasana, the trunk twisting. So breathe in, move to your left, place your right hand over the shoulder of your left, twist your body completely to the left. Now breathe out and return. Now in the right side, breathe in and breathe out.
Hello, Partha. I think Partha just cut out the net. Partha, you are okay? No sound. Sound is not coming.
It was due to the net failure. Please continue.
Okay.
Breathe in the last round and breathe out. And finally breathe in and breathe out. So that was the trunk twisting. Now the knees movement. Okay. So breathe in, the sit up to this position as if a chair is behind us. So it strengthens the knees and hip joint. Breathe in up, breathe out down. Hold it for a few seconds. It strengthens the knees and hip joint. One more time. Breathe in up and breathe out down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Relax. Now, let us proceed to the asanas. So, the first asana, according to the protocol, is the Tadasana. It is the Tadasana. So, you have to raise the heels of the floor. Raise the heels of the floor and balance on the toes. At first, balance your body. Raise the heels of the floor and balance on your toes. Now, let us interlock our fingers. We will interlock our fingers and we shall lift our body up. Retain in this position for 10 seconds. Then breathe out down. Again, breathe in up. Retain in this position for 10 seconds. Now breathe out down. More 2 times. Breathe in up. Lift your body upwards. Now bringing the heels down. Release. Last time. Relax. It is good for the leg muscles. It helps to increase the height, but it is up till 26 years. Now the next asana is the Vrikshasana, the 3 pose. Feet 2 inches apart. Now let us fold our right leg. Let us fold the right leg and heels should be placed in the near the genitals. Okay. Now extend the arms and join the palms. Extend the arms and join the palms. Let us look straight. The breathing will be normal. The same thing is to be repeated in the another side also. Now we shall fold the left one. Left one. Place the heels near the genitals. Extend your arms and join the palms. So this is a balancing asana. So also it increases the concentration and it strengthens the legs. So that was the Vrikshasana. Now we shall move for the Padahastasana. This is the Padahastasana. But people having slip disc problem and excessive back pain, please don't do this Padahastasana because this is a front bending asana. So Pada means foot and Hasta means hand. So breathe in, exhale and down. The knees should be straight My knees will be straight and my hands will touch the ground this way. Again, breathe in up and breathe out down. Knees straight, hands on the ground. Breathe out down. So it helps to increase our height. Plus, people suffering from anemia, if they do this asana with other pranayams, then they get cured from anemia problem. So that was the Padahastasana. Now let us do the Ardha Chakrasana. So support the back, we'll support the back and the waist. So backwards and stretch the neck muscles. Breathe in backwards and stretch the neck muscles. If possible, try to hold for 4 seconds. Then breathe out and return. 2 more rounds, please. Breathe in. Stretch the neck muscles. Hold it for 4 seconds. Now breathe out and release. Last time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Relax. But hypersensitive persons will please proceed with care and caution, and it helps to relieve back pain. So now the Trikonasana, the last standing posture. So this is the Trikonasana, legs 1.5 feet apart, legs 1.5 feet apart. Point this leg towards this side. This leg will point to this side and the another leg 45 degree inside. The knees will be straight in the entire process. So breathe in, breathe out and down, breathe out and down. You will look at the tip of a finger, it will be in 90 degree. It will be straight. Please keep in mind, it will be straight, it will be 90 degree. Then again breathe in up and let us exchange the side. Now this leg will point this side and another leg 45 degree inside. Breathe out and down. Again breathe in up. More 2 rounds. Breathe out and down. Breathe in up. Exchange the side. And breathe out and down. Last round. Breathe in and breathe out. Just relax. So after going any abdominal surgery, people with slip disc, sciatica and excessive back pain, please don't do. Just relax. So that was the asanas that Pushu did it by standing. Now the sitting postures. So we completed the standing postures. Now it is the sitting postures. So before going to the Bhadrasana, this is the Dandasana. Legs stretched outside. You will place both your hands at the back. Your spine will be straight. Before proceeding to Bhadrasana, so here are 2 leg rotating exercises. So breathe in, bring your legs inside, breathe out, press your legs down. A little bit you will press your legs down. You will hold it for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, breathe in, legs inside. Breathe out, press your legs down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. Breathe in, and breathe out. Please rotate your legs in clockwise direction. Now, in the reverse order, in the anti-clockwise direction. Relax. Now let us proceed to that asana, the Bhadrasana. Pull your heels into your. So let us put our heels near the genitals and let us shake our legs. So this is the Bhadrasana. It keeps the body firm, it stabilizes the mind, and it is a very beneficial asana for women. Relax. Now the next asana is the Ustrasana. Let us fold our legs and let us sit in Vajrasana. So this is the Vajrasana. Let us fold our legs and let us sit in the heels. This is the Vajrasana. As you can see, this is the Vajrasana. So our next asana is the Ardha Ustrasana. It is the Ardha Ustrasana. People with high BP, with heart problems, please don't perform this asana. Okay. So this is the initial state, the Vajrasana. Now we have to stand on our knees. We have to stand on our knees. Now let us proceed to the Ardha Ustrasana. You will support. You will place your hands at the waist. Now stretch the neck muscles and go down while breathing. You will hold it for a few seconds, then breathe out and release. More 2 times, breathe in, move back and stretch the neck muscles. You will hold it for a few seconds as long as you feel comfortable, then breathe out and release. Last time, breathe in and back. That was the Ardha Ustrasana. Now again, let us sit in the Vajrasana. So now our next asana is the Shashangasana. So this is the Vajrasana. Let us spread our legs. Let it be in V position. So people having excessive back pain and slip disc problem, please don't do this. Please don't do this asana because this is a forward bending pose. Breathe in, breathe out, come down, place the chin on the ground. Now keep the arms parallel. Place the chin on the ground. Place the arms parallel. Look straight. Then again, breathe in and up. One more time is to be repeated. Breathe in, breathe out, and down. Place the chin on the ground. Place the arms parallel. You will hold it for 5 to 6 seconds. Then breathe in and up. So Vajrasana. So just relax yourself. Take some deep breaths in between. So in between the asanas, we need to relax for a while, either in Savasana or we can simply sit and we can just refresh ourselves. Relax. Now let us move to the Mandukasana. So its miracle power is that it can prevent and it can cure diabetes because it stimulates the pancreas. So the insulin, it is secreted normally. So this is a very good in today's life. So what I do, I shall hold my hand and I shall place it near my navel area, near the side of my navel area. Now what I shall do, breathe in, come down while creating pressure in your abdominal muscles. By creating pressure in abdominal muscles, you will come down. You will hold it for 4 to 5 seconds. Completely hold the breath. And after that, for the remaining 10 to 15 seconds, the respiration will be slow. Slowly breathe in, slowly breathe out. So in this way, we shall stay for 20 seconds. But a diabetic patient, they will stay for 1 minute. So after this 20 seconds, I shall breathe in and I shall come up. Breathe in and up. Just lose your hands and again breathe out down. Minimum we have to do for 4 times. Breathe out and down. Slowly breathe in and slowly breathe out. Then breathe in and up. And again breathe out down. This way, breathe out and down by creating pressure in the abdominal muscles. So in this way, the pancreas is stimulated and therefore the insulin is secreted normally. So therefore it prevents diabetes and also it can control diabetes. Also good for abdominal muscles, cures indigestion, increases appetite, and also helpful in obesity problem. Then again breathe up. This is the last time, the 4th time, breathe out and down. Breathe out and down. And finally, breathe in and out. Relax. Just take some deep breath. So we completed the sitting postures. Now we have to proceed for the prone postures, and after the prone postures, we shall proceed for the supine postures. So now the prone postures, for that we have to lie down on the ground with the stomach. So the first asana is the Bhujangasana. It is the Bhujangasana. So please lie down on the ground with your stomach. Let your forehead be on the ground. Both your hands by the side of your chest. Now let us breathe in. Let us come up. Lift your upper portion of your body. Breathe out and down. Keep your palms beside your chest. Now again breathe in and up. 4 times it is to be done. Lift your body upwards. You will hold it for a few seconds. Breathe out and down. The initial position is your forehead will touch the ground. Then again breathe in and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out and down. The last time, the 4th. Breathe in and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it cures bronchial problems, helpful in stress management, and it cures back pain. So that was the Salvasana. Now we have to do the Makarasana. So Makarasana, you have to lie down on your stomach first. Then your feet will point out outside this way. As you can see, you will have to place your feet wide apart and feet pointing outward. Your feet will point outward, as you can see. Also the another leg, feet pointing outwards. Place your hands. Actually, this is the relaxation asana. This is the Makarasana. Place your right hand over your left hand. Place your forehead in your hands and you will rest for a while. So this is the Makarasana. It normalizes the blood pressure. It is helpful in digestion. And this is also a relaxation asana. So we have to do it for 1 minute. So that was the prone postures. Now we have to proceed for the supine postures. So for that, you have to lie down on the ground with your back. So the first asana is the Setu Bandhana asana, the breeze pose. So lie down on the ground. We'll proceed for the breeze pose now. So fold your legs. Let us fold our legs. Let us place it near the anus. This is the Setu Bandhana asana, the breeze pose. Now we have to touch our heels by our hands, touch the ankle by your hands and lift the trunk. Or you can do in this way also. This is another variation. This is another variation. Either you can do like this or you can touch the ankles and you can do. This is the Setu Bandhana asana, the breeze pose. It is helpful in combating back pain. Breathe out now. Yes, sir. Again.
It's okay now. Okay. Continue.
Yes, sir. So you can support the waist by this, by your hand, or the another variation is you can touch the ankles and you just lift the trunk. This is the Setu Bandhana. Relax. So that was the Setu Bandhana asana. Now we have to go for the Pavan Mukta asana. This is a very useful asana. Very useful asana. So now let us do, and after that we shall talk regarding the benefits. So the Pavan Mukta asana, let us breathe in and simultaneously fold your legs and create pressure in the abdomen. Lift your head up. If you have spondylitis problem and high BP, place your head on the ground. Otherwise, you will lift your head up. You will hold it for 5 seconds. Then breathe out down. Breathe out and down. This is the Pavan Mukta asana. Again, breathe in. Simultaneously fold your legs. Interlock your fingers. Create pressure in the abdomen. Breathe out and down. More 2 times. Breathe in. Fold the legs. Interlock your fingers. Create pressure in the abdomen. Breathe out and down. Last time. Again, breathe in. breathe out and down. Relax. So that was the Pavan Muktasana. Now we shall do the Salvasana. Salvasana is a very beneficial asana because it completely cures us from back pain. So this is the Salvasana. You have to lie down in your stomach. Okay. So palms facing downwards. It will be under your stomach and you have to lift your legs. As you can see, lift your legs. Down. Now I am showing you the back view. Now the back view. This way. Lift your legs up. Lift your legs up. So that was the Salvasana. Relax. Now you have to do the Savasana. This is just lie down in your bed. Lie down in your bed. Both legs apart. Your palms will be upwards. You will close your eyes. Take some deep breaths. And just feel the relaxation in your entire body and mind. This is a relaxation asana. One. Don't move your limbs. The limbs will be unmovable. Even you will close your eyes and only you will feel the deep relaxation in your body and mind. Yes, please go for it. So, after any heavy exercises, be it yoga, be it physical exercises, if restless prevents, if you feel weak, after that, if you practice the Savasana, then you feel energetic in a very short duration of time. So, that was the Savasana. Now, please either turn to your right or to your left. Just turn to your right and then please get up. So, supine postures is over. Now we have to do the Kapalbhati. Now the Kapalbhati. Now let us do the Kapalbhati. Breathe in. Only exhale. Don't inhale in between. Only exhale. You will feel vibrations will be created in the abdominal wall. This is the Kapalbhati. Please do. It falls under Shatkarmas, the 6 cleaning process. People having excessive back pain, sleep disc problem, just after they did an abdominal surgery, they must not do the Kapalbhati. As an alternative measure, they can do the Sahas Agnisar Dhoti. So this is an alternative way for those people who cannot do the Kapalbhati. Here you are putting an external support this way. Okay, this way. The thumb will be outside. The rest of the fingers, it will be inside. This way. The Sahas Agnisar Dhoti. Please do this. Those who cannot do the Kapalbhati. Breathe in. People having high BP, they will do it slowly, like this. Others, please continue. You please continue. I'll be telling some of the main benefits of this Kapalbhati. It checks obesity. So if you have to cut down your fat levels, then you have to practice the Kapalbhati. Cures all stomach related ailments. Be it indigestion, acidity. It cures, increases appetite. Good for the liver. Cure liver problems. Hepatitis B, liver cirrhosis, fatty liver, it cures. Good for the ENT related problems. Cures skin problems. Cures allergic problems. People having a running nose must practice the Kapalbhati. Cures thyroid problems with Ujjayi and Sarvangasana and Kapalbhati. Even your T3, T4 will be normal if you practice the Kapalbhati with Ujjayi Pranayam. It prevents gallbladder kidney stone. Again, breathe in and only exhale. So that was the Kapalbhati Kriya. Now let us proceed to the pranayams. This is the Anulom Vilom Pranayam, the anti-nasal breathing. Let us proceed. So let us press the right nostril. So we shall inhale from the left nostril. After you inhale, you will block that one and you will exhale through the alternate nostril slowly. After you exhale, you will inhale through that nostril again. Then you block that one and exhale through the other nostril slowly. By maintaining the ratio of 1:2. Inhale is to exhale ratio is 1:2. Please continue. It purifies the principal silence channels of energy. The three respiratory tracts, the Ira, Pingala, and the Sushumna. Cures high BP. So it is a medicine in high BP. Cures heart problems. Cures migraine pain, insomnia. It builds up self-confidence, willpower, memory, and concentration. Also, it balances our emotions. So this is the Anulom Vilom or the Nari Shuddhi Pranayama. Breathe in and breathe out slowly. Again, breathe in and breathe out slowly. So those are some of the main benefits of the Anulom Vilom Pranayama. Now let us proceed to the last pranayama, and that is the Bhramari Pranayama. Proper interiorization of mind takes place while performing this pranayama. So I am just giving the instruction. You have to press the outer portion of our ear by this thumb so that we will not listen the sound coming from outside. We have to close our eyes now. You have to place this finger in the Agya Chakra I mean the place between the eyebrows, this way, the place between the eyebrows, then this finger in the junction point of your nose in your eyes. Just place it, don't press it. And finally, these fingers by the side of your nose. Now we will breathe in. If possible, try to hold the breath for 4 seconds. During this time, you will try to listen the sound which is created inside. And after that, your mouth will remain closed and you will exhale through your nose by the sound. It will be like a humming of a bee. Then again, breathe in, breathe out through your nose by creating the sound of humming of a bee. Try to feel the freshness which you have developed in the anterior head region. That was the Bhramari Pranayam. The power of vibrations, those vibrations which it is created, it is going to put an impact on your anterior head region. It is good for the pineal and pituitary gland. It is good for memory, good for the heart, builds up self-confidence, concentration, and memory. So that was the Bhramari Pranayama. So now we have to do the meditation, the dhyana. So it is done in 2 ways, with open eyes and with closed eyes. So let us proceed for the meditation, the dhyana. So let us close our eyes. Let us take some deep breaths. And let us proceed to meditation. So this meditation, it is a practice where we, individual, we use the techniques such as mindfulness, or it may be focusing the mind on a particular object through thought or activity, to train attention and awareness, and to achieve a mentally clear and emotionally calm and stable state. This is the purpose of meditation. Now let us proceed to meditation. Let us place our mind in between our eyebrows in the Ajna Chakra. Let us place our mind. Let us imagine the face of our personal deity, of our personal God, according to individual personal beliefs. Now, let us surrender our existence, our ego at the feet of the Lord. Let us take shelter in Him. Now, what to offer? So, let us offer our materialistic, unfulfilled desires, our tensions, our anxiety, our depression, illness of our body and mind at the feet of the Lord. because He is our Father, because He is omnipotent and He is omnipresent. And in return, let us take blessings from Him so that our 5 sensory organs works properly, so that we can awaken the self-healing power from inside, and also so that we can remain active, alert, and resourceful. Let us be happy. Let us feel the inner harmony from inside. It has also relaxed the whole relaxation response system and the endocrine system. We have developed a great relaxation of our body and mind. Now, in this position, let us do the vibrations pranayama for 3 times. We shall breathe in and we shall chant the Om vibration. We shall split up in 3 parts: O in the navel area, the sound of O in the navel area, the sound of U in the heart, and only the vibrations of Mo in the brain. O Om, O Om. Let us do it for 3 times. Please continue. Breathe in. Oh, great Lord, I am going to live my life in peace and joy, and also I am going to control over my emotions. Just rub your hands, rub the palms. You should generate a heat in your palms. Place it in your eyes, in the face, in the neck, and finally in the Sahasrara. So we completed the dhyan, the meditation. And now this is the last part of our yoga practice according to Ayush protocol. So this is the Sankalp. So I request all of you to take the Sankalp. So I'll be reading. Please accompany me. I commit to make myself into a healthy,
wanting,
joyful, and being. Through every action of mine, I will strive to create a peaceful and loving atmosphere around me. I strive to break the limitations of who I am right now and include the entire world as my own. I recognize the kinship of my own life with every other life. I recognize the unity of all there is. So that was the Sankalp. So now the Shanti Path before ending up the program. So let us sit straight and let us pray for universal peace and harmony. Let us pray for universal health and hygiene. Here goes the universal prayer. It goes, Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Shantu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashantu Ma Kasyat Dukho Bhagavaved. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, by thanking the great Lord and for praying for the entire humanity, let us practice yoga on regular basis with full sincerity and devotion, and let us be healthy, alive, awake, and resourceful. Dhanyavad.
Juhi Kaur ma'am to announce the result of the our video blogging contest which we have conducted in relation with this International Day of Yoga. Juhi ma'am.
Yeah, greetings to everyone for 7th International Yoga Day. As a part of the 7th International Yoga Day 2021 celebration, Tezpur University also organized a online video blogging contest with a topic Yoga at Home, Yoga with Family. There are 3 categories and we have 40 entries for this contest, and we would like to thank all the participants of this contest and for taking interest and for their enthusiasm. But we have to select only 3 of each categories. Now I would like to announce the names of the winners. First, the category 1, that is faculty and non-teaching staff. The participant, the first prize goes to Dr. Arup Roy, Associate Professor, Department
Arup is here.
of Administration.
I think Arup is here.
If he's here, then he can show his face by switching.
Oh.
Okay.
Sir just left few minutes before.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, sir.
Then second,
Thank you. Thank you.
second prize goes to Dr. Nishabda, Assistant Professor, Department of Hindi. If he is here, he can join us. I think he's not here. Then third prize goes to Mr. Brindaban Bora, Finance Section. I think he is also not here. Then the result of category 2 for the students of Tezpur University. The first prize goes to Miss Meghna Nath from the Department of Civil Engineering. If she is here, are you present?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations, Meghna.
Thank you, sir.
Then second prize goes to Ms. Shashanko Ghosh from the Department of Civil Engineering. Are you present, Shashank? Shashanku. Then third prize goes to Mr. Manash Kumar Giri, Department of Physics. I think he's here. I have seen his name.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good morning to everyone.
Congratulations, Manas.
Okay, sir.
Then result of third category, Kids of Tezpur University. So first prize goes to Miss Nancy Raskumari, class 8. Okay.
Congratulations, Nancy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Second prize goes to Miraya Manik, Class 5.
I think she is present.
If she is present.
Ma'am.
Oh, she's sleeping. Then third prize goes to Felicia Nath, class 6.
Was not present.
Okay. We would like to congratulate all the award winners. I think Rajkumar he will inform about the prizes and certificates. How they will get the prizes and certificates?
Yeah, ma'am, I'll mail them. Now we have prepared one small video of 2 minutes that was summarized from our video blogging contest. So I try to present. This was the video from our participants. Now I'd like to request Professor Papuri ma'am to give the conclusion of this program. Papuri ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor V.K. Jain, Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor D.K. Bhattacharya, Registered Tezpur University, Dr. Biren Das, faculty members, staff, Tezpur University community members and students. Good morning at first and greetings on this International Day of Yoga. Congratulations to the participants and the winners. You must be rejuvenated by now with your dose of yoga today. I'm indeed pleased to present before you a brief summary on our efforts towards observing International Day of Yoga at Tezpur University. Perhaps you are aware that our activities were spread across the month and moved from the institution to national and international level this time. We had a national level yoga workshop on 26 May with the theme Be with Yoga, Be at Home, making it a point to support people at home affected by this pandemic. We had to organize video blogging competition for 3 categories of people, namely the students of Tezpur University, the employees of Tezpur University, and lastly, the children of Tezpur University employees. We conducted a 2-day yoga workshop for international students studying in Northeast India in collaboration with Indian Council of Cultural Relations, Guwahati, on 19th and 28th June 2021. We are glad to share with you that 74 participants from 18 countries joined this workshop with great enthusiasm. However, before I conclude, I would like to urge upon you to join our regular yoga practice sessions that are conducted by our yoga center on online mode, which is tremendously helping Tezpur University community members to keep them physically and mentally fit. So I say that this is not end to our yoga efforts. Though we are concluding the International Day of Yoga related activities today, but I urge upon you to join our regular efforts, the continuous efforts that are imparted by the Yoga Center of Tezpur University. We are also giving yoga training to a large number of students daily through our add-on courses. Currently, we are running 2 batches of students numbering 75. We are planning to start a diploma program on yoga in near future. With these words, I conclude, and thanks to everyone. Mr. Singh, please carry forward with your vote of
My network is coming and going again. So at last, I like to thank you all the participants. And first of all, I like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor for encouraging us to organize such type of program. And I also like to thank our Registrar Sir for supporting us. And I also like to thank our yoga coordinator, Madam Papori, for encouraging and for guiding us for such type of program. And also I like to thank Patapatim Das for his energetic workout, which are very helpful to our students and all the participants. And I also like to thank our ADSW Madam, Jury Ma'am, for his presence and always guiding us. And I also like to thank our ADSW Maravana Mandal Sir for encouraging us. And I also like to thank Abhijit Baisa for his technical support. And last but not the least, I like to thank all the participants in this program. So thank you very much. Happy International Yoga Day to all.
Thank you.
And one more request, all the participants, for the certificate purpose, we put a link in this chat box, also in your mail. please give the feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Uh,
Thank you, sir.